We have huge news. Directors take a designer's journey into Sombra's rework. I'm your host for today, ML7. Hey everybody, hola amigos. Andre Abrahamian, I think, from the Hero Design team here, subbing in for Aaron this week. I wanted to share with you an in-depth journey through the most recent changes to Sombra, our notorious stealthy hacker. Since our original release in 2016, Sombra has received many changes, including a rework for Overwatch 2's launch, and we still have no idea how to balance her. Now the team brings changes to this latest iteration on Sombra once again. We're probably gonna do it again in the next 20 seasons, but oh well. When we look at each Overwatch hero, we're guided by general values to provide a great hero experience. Each hero have clear weaknesses. Okay, whatever. Goals. Chat, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go through like the entire post. You said that there are some numbers down below. We're gonna drop a link to the post. Okay. I want to read establishing goals. What is this? Make Sombra commit to the fight more when engaging, so that she stays more there. Increase the active feel in her ability kit. So probably you don't want to throw the translocator in the back and just dance around the enemies and spam a boop non-stop. Uphold the current hacker identity and playstyle. Okay. Translocator is a very versatile tool for map traversal and safe escapes. The teleport is often discussed as a get-out-of-jail-free card ability because Sombra can escape as she chooses before enemies can deal a fatal blow. Due to the nature of Overwatch's fast-paced gameplay, it's not common to hunt for Sombra's Translocator as a form of counterplay. Okay. It's especially difficult to catch Sombra in Overwatch 2 due to the game-wide reduction to stun frequency. Okay. There are also common gameplay styles that leave a translocator in safe regions, such as near a health pack, and perform a rinse and repeat strategy of solo engaging enemies. Agreed. While playing a lone wolf can sometimes be viable, we also want to still have moments of active cooperation with nearby allies. When starting our iteration, we tackled each of these aspects for translocator, wanting to make it more involved in combat. Stealth is a powerful and unique tool in Sombra's arsenal, granting invisibility. Naturally, invisibility makes you not being seen, and it is difficult to balance in a competitive multiplayer game. We often discuss certain strengths around the stealth mechanics, such as the capability to hack while using stealth to activate stealth. A lot of words. Iteration and feedback. An early idea for changing hack involved making it no longer silence abilities, but instead would deal damage to the enemy if they used any ability. Oh god. This proved to not be clear enough for enemies to know how they're taking damage, and did not have consistent output each usage since it is relying on the enemy player to react. Another iteration was to make the enemies deal less damage for a duration. This would be a great support ability. This change struggled because if the damage reduction value was low, then it would go unnoticed, and if the value was high, then it quickly became oppressive. Then Enfeebling Orb did this. Other hack changes were tried but did not stick because of lacking clarity and impact to enemies. We eventually kept the same hack debuff, but made hacking an enemy cancelling stealth. Thank you. Translocator had several iterations alongside stealth since they're both Sombra's mobility and escape tools. An early idea was giving Translocator a short duration so that it had to be used during combat. We quickly noticed that Sombra players still prefer to try and use their Translocator in safe spots before engaging. Well, I guess if you play a hero for 5 years, it's very hard to break the muscle memory that you've been doing for all of the years, maybe. We also learned that this change was pushing Sombra's gameplay style to be closer to team engagements, which we kept in mind with other changes. Stealth had early changes of becoming a dash ability, giving a jolt of movement and a very short duration of unbreakable stealth. Okay. While interesting, it was useless. To have Sombra quickly glimpse in and out of stealth during teamfights, enemy players were unhappy with no counterplay for unbreakable stealth, and Sombra players wanted more time to flank behind enemy lines. Eventually, we consolidated the changes to making her Translocator a fast teleport and stealth a passive ability, making her incredibly broken, as she quickly maneuvers within combat, allowing enemies to have more opportunities to react to her. Nice joke. We talked about the opportunist passive and decided to remove it, making room for the new stealth passive, while also removing the passive elements of automatically revealing enemies and getting bonus impact gun damage. We wanted to turn these passive opportunist elements into something more actively noticeable. While with this closely combative version of teleporting and stealth, we then started balancing the survivability with some more lethality, which led us to exploring the many possibilities of a new ability. Okay, I still want to agree, like, these ideas with what they tried before, I personally enjoy getting them so much because it's really fun, like, what we could have had in the game, you know? Blah, 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 blah. An early idea at the top of the list was a laser wire trap. An idea from her original design, Sombra would place a trap on a wall and it automatically trigger on nearby enemies to deal damage and slow. So like how, wait, what was his name? I think Cypher? I might be wrong. In Valorant, kind of like a tripwire? Playtest showed that it took too much time preparing the trap and had little to possibly no effect during combat, so we went back to the drawing board. Yes, because Overwatch is a super fast game. And Valorant isn't, so. Another ability was called Cybernetic Wire, and would deal damage in an arc, dealing bonus damage to enemies at low health. The intent was to secure kills as a finishing blow style ability. This felt too oppressive because of the high amount of instant damage that can be dealt to multiple heroes at once, and it was sometimes difficult for Sombra to perceive the physical engagement in first person while simultaneously using the machine pistol. Though there were some problems, there was excitement around this new form of damage, and we pivoted to skill shot ability ideas. Okay. A little bit more until we get into the numbers. Eventually, the ability known today as Virus was born, as a projectile that deals damage over time. It synergized well with the ranged playstyle, and enemies had more time to respond to the damage over time. We learned that this new form of damage can make Sombra players less likely to hack enemies when engaging out of stealth, so we explored a bonus interaction when Virus impacts hacked targets. Some bonus Virus impact ideas were reducing its cooldown when hitting hacked enemies, no. Or spreading the damage to nearby enemies, no. Neither of these felt very clear to enemy players. Okay. We settled with the idea of making Virus deal faster damage over time for hacked targets since that had a better chance for enemies to notice and react to the effect. So we essentially gave Sombra a Discord orb effect. That does damage automatically. Once we were happy where this rework was heading, multiple playtests were done. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the numbers. The numbers, everybody. For Sombra, oh my god, it's a lot. So, Sombra, machine pistol. Damage increased from 7.5 to 8. Minimum spread reduced from 0.5 to 0. Number of shots until max spread has been increased from 3 to 6. And reload time reduced from 1.4 to 1.2. So you do more damage, you reload faster, but number of shots until max spread has been increased from 3 to 6 shots. So you have no spread for 6 bullets. Did they buff this? Am I getting this right? More shots to be precise. So it's better across the board. Better everything. It is better across the board. Okay. Hack. Cast time reduced from 0.75 to 0.65, a buff. Now cancel stealth when hacking an enemy hero. Sure. Cooldown increased. Good. Hack has a reduced cooldown of 3 seconds if hack is interrupted or if a non-hero enemy is hacked. Okay, so it goes to 3 seconds rather than goes to 6 or 0. The hacked warning text will now only appear while you're silenced and not for the remainder duration of the hack debuff. So it only when it appears. Opportunist removed. Stealth. Ability reward to be a passive. Sombra automatically becomes invisible after 3.5 seconds while not shooting, using a damaging ability, or receiving damage. So wait, you can hack and this will not make you go invisible? So once every 3.5 seconds... Every 3.5 seconds, you go invisible in teamfights? This is a huge buff for heroes that have stealth checking abilities like D.Va or like Brig. Hacking makes you visible immediately. Yes, but they're saying while not shooting, using a damaging ability, hack doesn't do damage or receiving damage. So during those 3.5 seconds, you can hack as long as you're visible, you're hacking at 2 seconds in. You're not shooting, not using damage ability or receiving damage, you just have to wait 1.5 seconds. Or you can throw the translocator for that matter, because that's also not a damaging ability. So you're gonna be permanently in stealth almost. If you want to participate, if you don't want to participate in the team fight. Stealth movement speed bonus reduced, so you move a little bit slower, thank you, so it's a little bit easier to track her. Fade out duration into stealth reduced from 0.375 to 0.25. Fade in duration reduced from 0.5 to 0.3725, so it's faster. Updated the UI messaging to the Sombra player when the hacking help packs to revealed instead of detected. Now the message detected is only used when an enemy player is in the detection radius. Somebody's saying in chat, okay, I'm not gonna say who because it's Speedy and Speedy is annoying me. But Speedy is right for the first time. Stealth has an animation that players can't control. You are right. This is what I'm understanding too. You are forced to enter to become invisible after 3.5 seconds. If you're not taking any damage, you're not using an ability to do damage. So, Virus, EMP, and shooting. You're not shooting. So you're literally, or meleeing, you're gonna get invisible instantly. What happens if you punch? If you punch, the stealth cancel? I don't know. Does the timer cancel? Gets reset? Or hacking? Hacking is not a damaging ability, chat. This is what I'm understanding. Hacking is not a damaging ability. Oh well. I might be wrong on this. Let's continue. Virus. This is a new ability assigned to ability 1 by default. Fire a projectile that damages an enemy over time. Damage is dealt faster on hacked enemies, so you're encouraged to just burn somebody down. It does 10 damage, 20 on a hacked target, plus 100 over 4 seconds, 100 over 2 seconds on a hacked target. So if you hack somebody, you can do 120 damage with this. Okay, Blizzard, I got a question about this. What is the cooldown for this? Also, here's another question in chat too. What happens if you get stealthed on the payload, not on the payload, like contesting a point? Oh my god. Translocator can no longer be manually activated. A translocator will now automatically teleport Sombra after 0.25 seconds from being thrown. I'm giving myself a hug. Being thrown or when impacting the environment. It reduces the stealth passive cooldown after teleporting. Projectile speed increased from 25 to 72. How did they pick 72? Loba from Apex? Cooldown reduced from 6 to 5. Cooldown begins after Sombra teleports to the location of the transponder. Projectile launch initial vertical offset removed. Of course I know Loba, Speedy. Who doesn't know Loba, chat? EMP. Ultimate charge.
12 months. Thanks at ML7 support for the great
EMP.
content.
Ultimate charge cost increased by 15%. And health percent damage decreased from 40 to 30%. So they nerfed EMP. So let me understand this. What are they saying is you're gonna right-click hack somebody, throw the virus at them, shoot them. When you're low, you throw the translocator somewhere in the sky or something, and then you do the same thing. While having a bunch of damage. I'm calling it that I think that she might be too strong, fun to play, but might see some nerfs. I want to see how she plays. I really want to see how she plays. Because, you know what's one thing with this kit? One thing with this kit is she has a clear weakness. She has a clear counter. And those are heroes that can make her uncloak in team fights. So heroes that can spy check. Heroes like Diva. Heroes like Sombra. Heroes like Brig. Heroes like Wrecking Ball. So that and when she goes in stealth, you don't let her to get in stealth. And then you chase her down. Huh. Gonna be interesting to see how she's gonna feel to play against heroes like Sim. And exactly like Torbjorn maybe. Huh. Okay, moving forward. We hope this offers more insight into our development process behind Hero Reworks and our intentions to Sombra's ability changes. These iterations are focused on making Sombra a more fun and exciting hero to play and a less frustrating hero to play against. We feel that this new version of Sombra will provide a new Combative playstyles and clear experience for all players. We'll continue to watch how Sombra performs going forward, and we'll adjust balance when the time is right. As with all heroes in Overwatch, Sombra is very important to us, and we value the feedback of our amazing community. Okay, I'm gonna do a very fast drawing. So from what I understand, Sombra was played like this before, and she's gonna be played like now based on that kit. Okay, sorry for the flashbang. You're gonna get flashbanged. So before, it was like this. This is where the team fight is happening. Okay, and Sombra would, I don't know, put a translocator here.
Less than 3.
But now, team 1, team 2. Sombra is in team 2. Sombra would be like, right? This is what they're doing. Like, they're trying to keep you in the team fight. So, Tracer-like. So Tracer with invisibility. Nothing made sense so far. If you want to see how the changes feel in game. What?
Sombra Reworks are here for Season 7, and here's a look at her new kit and how to best utilize it. Sombra will also be receiving a new ability called Virus, which causes damage over time. Virus will do 100 damage over 4 seconds, but if it hits a hacked target, it'll do the same 100 damage over 2 seconds.
Falling apart.
Oh, surely this is not broken.
Her stealth ability is being moved to a passive skill, and every 3.5 seconds when she's not in combat, she will automatically go invisible. Her translocator is also being adjusted into a fast burst movement ability. Instead of placing her translocator, she now throws it and quickly teleports to it. This is great for quick traversals, joining battle, escaping battle, and rewards more aggressive gameplay. As always, head over to overwatch.blizzard.com for more information regarding this rework and other details.
Huh.
Virus will do 100 damage over
I'm scared
4
of
seconds,
this.
but if it hits a hacked target, it'll do the same 100 damage over 2 seconds.
Falling apart.
Her stealth ability is being moved to a passive skill, and every
Years of
3.5
muscle
seconds
memory
when she's
gone
not in
through.
combat, she will automatically go invisible. Her translocator is also being adjusted into a fast.
It's basically a Tracer blink. True. You're right with this, with the similarities. It does feel like she's becoming Tracer that can hack from time to time.
Sombra will also be receiving a new ability called Virus, which causes damage over time. Virus will do 100 damage over 4 seconds, but if it hits a hacked target, it'll do the same 100 damage over 2 seconds.
Falling apart.
Her stealth ability is being moved to a passive skill, and every 3.5 seconds when she's not in combat, she will automatically go invisible. Her translocator is also being adjusted into a fast burst movement ability. Instead of placing her translocator, she now throws it and quickly teleports to it.
She does seem more fun to play though. That's one thing for sure. I'm really interested to see in 5 versus 5. How is she gonna feel like?
Here's a look at her new kit and how to best utilize it.
But looking at this, I think Brig is gonna be played. Like, just looking at this, I think Brig and Diva are definitely incredibly good against her. About a Mercy Pocket. I mean, it could work. Excited to see how she's gonna be like in game. Brig players, guys up. Alright. Well, chat, this is it with the news.